Hello, everyone. It's Tanya, and I just want to give you a quick walkthrough of our resource library, or what I would consider our Succeeding on Brand private podcast community hub. Okay, so I'm going to go back here a little bit and go to the beginning. So this is hosted. So our hub, our resource library and the like, is hosted in or on the Member Vault platform. So that is the course platform that I use. And depending on where you're coming in, you will see just a little bit about TMF Collective and all of the courses and products that I may offer on this platform. But what we're concerned about today is the Succeeding on Brand area portal headquarters, right? That is hosted on this platform. So when you come to the platform and you sign in, you may be greeted with this right here. Now, what this is this is showing you what products that you may have within my community overall. So the TMF Collective community. So there are several other products, and the one that you may have right now is just the Succeeding on Brand product. If you had other ones, they would show up here. Okay, so you do have the Succeeding on Brand private podcast product, as we like to call it. So when you come in, you will see this sort of screen right here showing you what you have, and what you would do is click view products. So it'll say, here we go, available products. These are other available products, okay? So you're going to click on view your product, and that'll place you right inside of our hub. Okay, so we have an exclusive hub, and this is only for subscribers and members of the Succeeding on Brand private podcast subscription. Okay, so when you get to this screen, it's just going to tell you a little bit about our community, the subscription, and the things that you can expect inside of the subscription and the resources and perks that you have, right? When you get to the end or the bottom of the screen, what you'll see is actually the spaces inside of the hub, our little HQ hub, our portal, so to speak. So what we have currently as of this video is that we have a community forum space, as well as 10 other spaces full of information and resources. And I'll just show you, there's a community, there is a free subscription trailer in case someone is interested in finding out more about the private podcast subscription. So that is what we have here. The rest of it is for those who have actually subscribed. So you'll have your welcome space here where you really do want to start there for important information. So that's why you'll see that welcome start here. All right. And then there'll be other spaces that have sections full of information and resources, as you can already see the titles to those, and we'll go over that more as we go along. All right, so I'm going to go back up to our community. Let me come back here. All right, so this is our forum. So you'll see this part says go to the community. Well, this is our private podcast community forum, like a chat, if you're familiar with maybe like a Facebook group or even the chats in something like Circle, then you'll be familiar with this type of forum. And here is where we'll connect, chat about some of the resources, some of the trainings, the events, and the like. So this is our general community forum and chat. This is not where you are going to place any questions you have for the Q&A portions of the podcast or our live Q&A sessions. This is for us generally to just chat about brand protection matters and the like, and really to connect and to even network and collaborate. So when you're in the community, there are a couple of things you can do. You can, of course, post a message. So I'm just going to post a little message here. My chair is a little creaky today. So the first thing, welcome. So nice to have you. And I am so happy to have you in the community. So what you could do is just post. I am in my admin account. So there are little different things you'll see as in at the top, you'll see that I'm in preview mode. You will not see that. You will be in yours, but for time's sake, we did that. So there is my message. Welcome. So nice to should say have you, right? It does not. So if I want to edit that, I could go right ahead. I'm typing with one hand, forgive me. All right, oops. All right, so let's see what happens. I save it. Now it says, welcome. So nice to have you in our community. Okay, so I can pin a message because I'm in admin mode, but at least you'll be able to copy, edit, and delete your message. And if it's something you love, then you favorite it. All right, so you can also reply to a message. It'll have your username. Oh, it'll have your username. It'll have the username of the person that you're replying to. Again, not grammatically correct right now, but you can always edit. So here's my reply. Now, with your replies, as well as your posts, you can post a photo, a little bit of a video, not too much because it just doesn't have that for allowing the space or the like, but you can post a GIF or GIF, whichever way you pronounce it, but you are able to post that there and a photo. And so there you go. There is your comment. Now, say for instance, there are a lot more comments or posts here, right? You want to kind of sift through and find what you're looking for. So maybe you're looking for something that says, welcome. Maybe you're looking for a welcome message. All right. So what I would do is I would search. And so it's going to take me to the message that has that. As you'll see, one result for welcome. This one message, excuse me, that has welcome. So at least you'll know that that's right there. All right. So here's a couple of things you can do. You can like a reply if it's you. There you go. And then if you'd like to delete your comment or reply and go right ahead. It'll ask you if you want to do that. You say, yes, I do. What about deleting your entire post? You can do that as well. It'll ask you the same. All gone. So now there are no results for welcome, which you put in your search, okay? And that's how you use the community section. Now, to go back to where we were before we clicked into the community forum section, there are two ways you could do that. You see that there are breadcrumbs here at the top. So right now you're in the community. You can go back through to the Podcast Hub beginner page, the front page more or less, or you can just click back if that is the last space that you really want to be in, the one you were in right before. Otherwise, I would choose what's at the top and you'll see more later. All right, so let's get into some of the other spaces and the very important spaces that we have. The first one, again, is that welcome space. So we want to, you can just click right there. And this will, this is just the welcome message, right? It'll have a little bit more information. This is a work in progress, but just for quick orientation so that you can start to kind of move around and enjoy the hub as things are added and the like, then why wait? Let's let you enjoy it right now. Okay, so in another email, you should have received your link to actually be able to access the private podcast. And the private podcast is held it's hosted by, held on the Hello Audio platform, and they have amazing instructions for listeners. But if you need any extra help, you can always ask me, but that information is there. And we'll have a separate video on how to access and navigate the private podcast feed in itself. All right, so if you look over here to the right side of the screen, in this space, which is our welcome space, it tells you it has 7 sections, and these are the sections included. And this is just basically the categories of each. Right now, we're in the hello, welcome message section. The next one is introduce yourself, community guidelines, on the onboarding survey. All of these are extremely, extremely important. So please, when you first come in, I do want to make sure that you go through each of these sections inside of this space. So we're in the first section. 2 ways you can get to it. You can just click on the actual section. It sends you there to introduce yourself. Otherwise, you'll see next section. Now, what jump to another space is that it just means going to another space. Some people think of these like more modules or the like, but we're in the welcome here, welcome start here section, excuse me. The next one is about transcripts, the monthly drop that we have, if you have any feedback or suggestions. So each of those has a set of sections within them. But we're going to stay in the welcome space, all right? And this is just a little information. We're in the second section, which is introducing yourself. So please introduce yourself. There are a couple questions or prompts that'll get you started, but you're free to put down any information that you like. The more you put down, the more we get to know you. It's purely optional as well, but it's a great space for connection and for you to showcase and tell us a lot about you. And you'll do that in the comments. Now, this comment section is a little different from the one that you saw in the community forum. We also don't have a search function here. Now, the community section is in beta with the Member Vault platform. They just rolled that out. So there are a lot of features that are not quite there yet, and maybe a few little glitches every once in a while, but I thought that it would still be a great feature to have. And then you could have a space where we could really talk more than having to go under each space and then try and find messages. But when there is a message particular to a space or section, you want to make sure that you comment under there because it is specifically talking about it. Maybe you can get into the community chat and say, hey, check out my comment in such and such space. But for the introductions, you're just going to place them here. They won't be searchable right now. Hopefully that'll happen soon, but we'll have a nice little section where you can place the comments, okay? Same way you would post and comment in the community, you post and comment here. You can edit messages and the like. All right, so we're going to move on to the next section in the space, which is community guidelines. So the last time I clicked up here, this time I just want you to know, since we know that's the next section we want to go to instead of skipping around, we're just going to go to the next section. All right, so now we're in the community guidelines, extremely important because this space right here has the information. It's about our rules, our guidelines, all right? And it's to let you know the expectations of community subscriber, all of our members, right? So this is for you to learn, connect. Okay, so we have ways to do that in a respectful manner. And this is all of the information that we have. It is very, very, very important. Talks about data privacy and confidentiality as well. And what happens if you breach and do not follow these guidelines and rules. Okay, so take note of that. It is required as a part of your membership, your subscription, that you indicate and let us know and check off that you have read, understood, and agreed to the community guidelines. All right. Now, I mentioned a couple things earlier. So here we go again with the breadcrumbs. This is the section, this is the space, this is the overall hub and portal. So if you want to go to any of those spaces, you go right ahead. The last space we were in was that last section, excuse me. This will take you, so the last place you were in was in the introduction section. So if you click that arrow, that's where you're going. All right, I am just going to go right ahead to the next section. Now, I mentioned this because sometimes you get little points. As you can see up here, there's a leaderboard for going through, oh, there's that chair, going through the spaces, not necessarily in a certain order, but visiting and maybe doing activities or the like within the spaces. And you will see your points more or less that you would get. There are none right now that have been added, but there will be soon. Again, work in progress, but you will receive points for maybe doing certain activities within the portal. All right, so coming back to this section, this is your member onboarding survey. Extremely important as well, because this is going to help me figure out how to best support you, how to get the information in that you need, and in what manner, right? What information, what manner, and when. So I really, really, really would appreciate you filling out this information for me so that I can best serve you, okay? This is for you, and I want to make sure that it is personalized to your needs. So a lot of questions right there. This right here, let's see if we go up a little bit. So this has a bar, which you're gonna have to scroll over a little bit more to answer. But this is a Google form. At the end of answering it all, you will receive a copy of your responses, okay? So one of the important things too is because we all have different schedules, so I do want to make sure that any events or trainings we have works with your schedule as well as much as we can. All right, so I'm scrolling back up here and I'm going to go to the next section. So our next section is where your event access links, and this could be training anytime that there are any live, well, online live programming, then the links would be here. For example, our next Ask Me Anything Q&A is on Tuesday, June 25th. So if you are hearing these, viewing this orientation video before then you will see that it is June 25th. That is a Tuesday. I will add that in so we'll know what date. I do put things in on Eastern time because sometimes that's just a little easier for everyone to convert. So if you're in a different time zone, please make sure to convert the time. If it's in our Luma community calendar, then that may convert the time for you depending on your settings, but I do list things in Eastern just because it's the easiest to convert. All right. And this will tell you where it's going to be. I host our online live events on the Go Brunch platform. We have a wonderful community space right there. And that is our CYA CoLab community space. And if you are familiar with Go Brunch, you'll know how amazing it is. It's just an amazing space to host your events, trainings, and the like. You'll hear me just go on and on and on about Go Brunch. I think it's super, super amazing. And you will agree, I'm sure, when you get a chance to experience it if you haven't experienced it already. So it's a special treat. Okay. That being said, though, we're talking about the links. Please, 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 please do not share the access links or codes. It is prohibited. All right. It is a violation of our community rules and the agreement that you have signed, checked box electronic signature for joining and subscribing to this community. So do not share those links or codes because they are for paying members only. You have invested in yourself. You have invested in your business. You've made an investment, right? To grow it, to succeed. And these materials, this information, this programming, these resources are for you as a benefit of your investment. So we want to make sure that they stay exclusive to you. There are plenty of complimentary and free resources for others that will also help them, but you specifically paid for these exclusive, enhanced, and advanced resources. And I want to make sure that they stay exclusive to the community and you get what you pay for. Okay. So next section, I'm just going to click here. We're in 5. We'll go to 6. You know how to use the next section button. This will have all of the promotion discount codes that you get for being a subscriber or member. Again, it's generally at minimum 20% off of any of the TMF Collective products or services, as well as the 101 brand protection clarity sessions. Okay. So there may be a higher discount or the like, and any other thing that may be associated with that, we may have gotten a special code for members and subscribers, only exclusive promo codes for maybe other communities, products, services. Those will also be listed here. Okay, last one, extremely important one too. If you need to manage your subscription, you can do so several ways. If you follow my cursor here, I'm going to go to the right top screen. You'll see a silhouette photo here. That is where your profile is. Again, you click on the profile and you'll be able to do a lot of things, including change your passcode or password, excuse me, update your billing card or the like, maybe your address and things like that. And even if you want to cancel your account, hopefully, the only reason why you would cancel is if there just happens to be some super, super, super amazing promotion that is better than something you have. If you're in pre-sale, I can't imagine what that would be. But sometimes you have to cancel out what you have to get a better promotion or something that you perceive is a better uh, subscription term or the like with the succeeding on brand subscription, then you would cancel out. Hopefully you wouldn't cancel out for any other reason. All right, I'm getting a little cursor here, so that was scaring me a second, but I think we're doing okay. All right, and if there are any notifications you may have, maybe someone commented on one of your posts, then they would be here, okay? All right, so you can always check that. All right, so again, you want to change your password. I do have something to say about password reset really, really quick. If this is your first time in a Member Vault site, what Member Vault does for all of the sites, and this is my particular site, if you look up at the top, it says Tanya Fisher and member vault site app. There are a lot of other Member Vault sites, communities, for those who have their courses on here. Again, it's a platform. So what they do is whenever you subscribe or join or purchase any product or the like from someone who has a Member Vault site, it is generally your email as your username and your email as your password, just for your convenience. However, I highly suggest you change that password, okay? You can change it to whatever you like. If you have, again, several other, you have access to several other Member Vault sites, then maybe you keep the same password or you change it up for each one. Whatever you do, I would reset that initial password. Now, if you forget your password, then all you would do is when you sign in, I knew this computer would slow down a little bit, so bear with me. It's saying I'm scrolling too much, but as we go down a little bit further, I can tell you at least, okay, whoop, I went too far, that if you do forget your password, you sign in and just click forget password and you'll get a new one. Now, I talked about billing. You need to change your card on file. You go right ahead. Again, you go into your profile, billing, and the like, and that's where you will find it. I will be having an affiliate program soon. So if you would like to let everyone know how much you enjoy and the subscription and the benefit you're getting from it, and also make a little money while you are doing so, get a commission from that. I will be setting that up within the next 2 weeks or so. All right, so that was just a quick note on that, changing card and the like, and there'll also be a chance for you to cancel if you need to. All right, we're scrolling back up and we're going to jump to another space. All right, or actually, I didn't show you how to go back through the breadcrumbs. So we're in the section, manage your subscription section of the welcome start here space, but we want to go to the beginning where we get to see the menu, the table of contents of all of the spaces. So I'm going to go here. If you click this house here, that will take you to the beginning to my full site with everything that I offer there. So if we're staying just inside of the portal, you'll just go as far as the podcast. And we're going to wait a little bit and be patient. There we go. All right, my computer's running a little slow here today. I have a lot of tabs open. Okay, so we're back at the beginning page. And here we go with all of the other spaces. We were just in the welcome here. So the next one I'm going to go through and then we'll just fly through these. I just want you to see everything. And this is as of June 2024. So this will probably be the first of many orientation videos, but I'm showing what we have right now. All right, so the first thing is you'll see where we'll have resources and transcripts. What'll happen is I'll have a space with the particular episode, and if there are any resources associated with that, then that's where you'll find it. Episode transcripts will be placed here as well. They should be included with the podcast feed for right now, but just so maybe you want everything in one place, and that's why we have this resource library, this hub. Then I'll also include the transcripts here and maybe any extra notes again. And also, if you maybe again want to have everything in one space, then in the near future, I'm just working out how that goes. There is the capability of it, but how much sense it makes right now, just to make sure the spaces aren't so cluttered, we might have the entire feed within this hub so that you don't even have to access it in a podcast app, but it's probably, excuse me, a little bit more convenient for you to access in the app. All right. But if you just happen to be in the hub and you want to listen while you're doing other things, then you should have that option as well. All right. Not much here yet. We do have episodes available. It's just that work in progress, beginning, showing you how to navigate everything. Things will be added on as we go, and you will be notified when they are. So I'm going to go to the next section. There's nothing, no other sections in this one. So this should take me to the next space. Let's see what happens. If it doesn't, I don't think it did, right? Okay, I'm just going to jump to another space then. I think this is what got me in trouble the last time, where my screen stopped. All right, so we are in the podcast transcripts space, so I'm just going to go to ask your questions section. All right, so this is where you're going to place your questions for the Q&A sessions, the ones that are going to appear on a podcast episode or ones that you want answered during our live Q&A sessions, okay? So this is where you ask those questions, not in our community chat and not under any particular resources or the like, because this is where I'm going to check for questions. And this is the only place that I'm going to check for questions to answer for the special Q&A podcast episodes or during our live session. So if your question's somewhere else, I may see it, but because I have a particular space and I want to make sure that all of the questions are here and I don't miss anything, these are the questions I'm going to answer, those that are posted here. So for June questions, what you would do is go into the section and you would submit your questions for June. So all you have to do is submit the questions that you want here in the comments section. All right, I'm jumping to another space, which is the next space. I'll try that next section again and see if that works. All right, it did. So we were just talking about the Q&A questions. Well, when we have our live Q&As, then they're going to be recorded. Mostly they should be. And if there are recordings, the replays will be here, okay? So all of the replays will be available here and they will be labeled for what day it was that we had the session. So for the June 25th one, that will be here. And let's see, there's nothing here now, but oh, it tells you Thursday. Do not look at this. I moved the date. Let me get out of here. I moved it and the space. So that's the wrong space. That will be updated. And I moved it for a particular reason because we have something else on that day. So I'm just going to jump to the next section. If you're looking at that, pay no mind to that because that is not only placing you on the wrong date and time, it's putting you in the wrong place. And I did want you to notice, though, it will tell you when we have something and where to go. All right, we have a community calendar. Yes, so this is our events calendar space. And this is our Luma calendar. So it shows you all of the things that we're going to be doing. And this has the right date on it. You are already a subscriber, so you do not have to pay for this. You'll have the information inside of your of the hub, right? And it'll be emailed. So this just lets you know Tuesday, June 25th. All right. I happen to be on Central Time, so that's why it's showing 12:30 p.m. for me. Wherever you are located, it's 1:30 Eastern. It'll be 10:30 a.m. if you are all the way west on Pacific Time. So it should show you your particular time if you're logged into the calendar, more or less. I probably am logged into the calendar, and you can always subscribe to it here. That evening, we'll have an event right there. We're going to do an encore of the Pink versus P Inc. trademark case. Amazing thing to go to because it'll help you with figuring out how to protect your brand. This is like a real life case study. It's a fun one because, of course, it's pop culture, celebrity, but it's something that's actually happening. So you'll know how these things should be handled. We'll get to be the judge and say, well, if this was my mark, if this was my mark, excuse me, this is what I would argue and the like. All right. Legal essentials for virtual communities for the month of June. If you are a Succeeding on Brand subscriber, these are all free for you. So that is a community one that's open. Remember, I said there's some complimentary trainings and events for everyone. All right, but for you as a subscriber, you would get our Legal Essentials for Virtual Communities workshop for free. There's a mini contract clinic coming up. That's free to you too. This is July. We're getting into July, as you could see, and you can go through it. These may change. So just note that that is updated, and the most updated event would be here. There's some notes. So this is for us. And again, you can register if you subscribe to our calendar, and I'll put a subscription link there so you can subscribe directly to the community calendar. All right, so I'm jumping to another space. Maybe I'll go to the next section. Our monthly drop. This is the perk. This is the perk. Besides the podcast, of course, that is mostly what you subscribe for, right? So that you can get that information on the go. But a perk of your subscription is a monthly drop. And in our monthly drop, what I do is each month now, I add some bonus trainings, possibly just different resources. Maybe they're checklists, maybe they're guides, maybe there are videos, maybe it's articles or the like. It's something that you would get each month. Don't know what it may be. Again, as you let me know what you need, then that's what determines what topics we have and what resources are added to the subscription. Okay. The key, though, because these are monthly drops, is that you need to access and download your resources immediately. So if there's any downloadable resources, you want to make sure to download those, put them in a safe space so you don't lose them because they may not be available. And typically, the resources will be removed. So if there's a monthly drop, that drop will be removed on the last day of the following month. So for the June drop, they will be removed. Whatever resources that are there will be removed on July 31st. And this is just to make more space so it doesn't get crowded. You can already see right now, even with just the bonus, the June um, drop isn't even, and well, because I'm giving you bonus drops here, that is why. But you'll see for July, it will just get so long as we go and go and go and go and go, depending on what we have. So that's why we're going to remove them, all right? But there will be a chance for you to access them all again when the CYA Collab Premium membership opens again in the fall. But in the meantime, immediately download whatever resources that are available for downloading and then access whatever you can. So let's see, we have a couple of bonus resources in right now. If you subscribe early, we can go to copyright protection. Let's go to the middle one right here, excuse me. So right now there is a bonus, what would be considered the monthly drop because we're at the end of June, right? There's a training, a little talk right here. So it's a quick talk or what I call quick guides. There's a video portion to this. Actually, you'll also find the audio feed for a short time. So it depends on when you're seeing this on the private podcast feed. So this is also available to listen to, but then you can view this video here. Right now, it's an unlisted video on YouTube. So again, these are things we're not sharing outside of the community. Later, there will be more restricted videos, but for right now, it's unlisted, which means we are not sharing that link with anyone, okay? Also note, this is an early bird sign-up bonus. So this video will actually be removed before the end of next month, which I'm talking to you or recording this in June. So this will be removed by July 15th. If there's a special time length, whether it is shortened or extended, the note will be there. This also has a summary note download. So you get to view it in video, you get to listen on our podcast feed, or there's a summary note PDF that you can download. So it'll let you know you listen. See, it'll tell you where things are. So look down from the notes. This is on our podcast feed. It's for a limited time. You can read about it if you like. And of course, if you have any questions, where are we going to post those questions? We're posting those in the Q&A question space. All right. So you have one here on choosing a brand name for your business or your brands, basically. And secured is all about your assets that you have and to make sure that they are secured. Okay, so you can check out that when you're in the space, the hub. Okay, so moving along, bonuses, and that's our monthly drop. And other times there are just bonuses that are available, and these will stay in longer. The monthly drop, again, it is designed to be in for the month and then out by the next of the month, by the end of the next month, excuse me. For your bonuses, these may stay longer, or again, it may be for a shorter period of time. So if there are any bonuses, you'll find them right there, and it could be a myriad of resources. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna jump to another space. Again, work in progress. Same thing, I'll have a list of the tools that I love and use. I talked about Go Brunch already, so I'll have the information there. I'm going to tell you right now, any link on here will be an affiliate link for me. So if you do choose to purchase using that link, then I may make a small commission. If there are any promo codes that I'm given to give you discounts on your subscription or your purchase of anything, I'll also make sure that those are listed there for you. And the ones coming up are Go Brunch, Cast Magic, Hello Audio that we use for the private feed, and ConvertKit is what I use right now for my email services. And I have actually some training on email services. We'll get into that later, but I also like to show you how I use these tools, okay? And if I'm using them, and if I don't do a lot of recommendations, I don't do a lot of recommendations. I'll let you know about things, but usually recommendations and full suggestions, I don't do unless I use and love the particular software or resource. So, and I also try and let you know how I'm using it and how it may benefit you. Okay, we're moving on to the next section. Oops. No, we want to go to the next space. So information will be there. Let's go to the next space, which is feedback and suggestions. So if you have any feedback, suggestions, positive or negative, put it here. Doesn't matter because I'm going to listen to you and I am going to see how that I can make things better for you by listening to your feedback and suggestions. Okay, so positive and negative work both ways. Whatever your comment or suggestion is, know that it will make the space better for all as long as it's done in a positive manner. All right, it could be a negative comment, but please keep it positive in the manner that you submit it, just for the sake of our community in general. But if you have any suggestions too of topics that you'd like, numerous places you can place it, but you can also place it here because I am for sure going to read your feedback and suggestions. Just do not place any questions you may have that you want answered for our Q&A podcast episodes or during our live sessions, because that is not what this is for. And I'm going to look at that question because I read them all, but I'm not going to include it because it is not in the correct space. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way back. That right now is just to take you through to our, just a quick way of navigating through our community hub. So when you subscribe and this is what you see, that you will know how to navigate through this. So again, this is what is here currently. More resources will be added. Things may change a little bit. Maybe we might have some more spaces or the like, but I'm going to try as much as I can as we first start out to just keep the spaces that we do have here, but the sections may grow and have extra information and resources. And again, I will let you know via email as well as in our community forum. So if you have any questions, you can always email me and let me know what questions you have. We don't really have a DM space right here. I will find another way, but if you have questions about this and navigating it, this is not the brand protection questions that you want answered later, but you can put that in our community chat Or if there's feedback and suggestions, you will place that for the feedback and suggestion space. So I hope this is extremely helpful for you. I am so excited that you have chosen to subscribe to Succeeding on Brand. And please make sure inside the welcome space right here again to fill out that survey so I'll know how to create, well, what type of resources and information you like to see and in what manner outside of the podcast. Of course, you subscribe to the podcast, but how you'd like to have your resources, how you like to consume them, and when you'd like to, or when is convenient for you to attend trainings and events. All right. We will definitely chat soon. Again, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please take your time, go through all the spaces, get acclimated with this hub. It is available to you. Questions, place them in the community chat, or you're going to place them in feedback and suggestions. Until next time, take care. Wishing you optimal success, and I'll see you inside the community soon.